Hey, what's going on, nation? It's your boy Chocolate Bear here, and today we are doing something that's been a long time coming, and that is an account overview. So, the reason why I've held this off for more than enough time is because essentially I wanted to go ahead and reach level 125 before I went ahead and did this, and it took me a little bit, and that's because of a couple of reasons. One being because, well, it's kind of a long explanation, right? So, I've had about everything that came in the road trip event, which was about 2 events ago, and I didn't have a reason to open any more llamas. I didn't have a reason to spend any V-Bucks because I wanted to go ahead and save my V-Bucks for llamas, which would have tickets I actually needed. And if you don't know, survivors are essential to your power level, but at the same time, for the most part, the only way to get survivors are via llamas. But we're not going to rant too much about that right now. The big point is I wanted to save my V-Bucks for llamas where I would need the tickets, or the candy, I guess, for this event that I would need. So, you go back to road trip. Once again, I maxed everything for that event. Didn't have a need to open any more llamas. So then after that event, we had the cream event, which didn't have any llamas at all, or at least specific to the event. And then that finally brought us to Fort Nightmares, which doesn't really have much I need, but the new rat weapons are something I can go ahead and attempt to get. So, barring the rat weapons, right? Wow, words. I have achieved essentially every hero, every weapon, or at least schematic in the game. Now, that's not to say I have absolutely everything. I think I may... No, I have all the defenders. I'm trying to think, what am I missing? Well, obviously my collection looks maxed out. I'm not completely done with everything, but I do have every schematic. I do have every hero in some shape or form, and what I mean is it's either in the collection book or it's in my inventory somewhere. So, yeah. I achieved 125 last stream. If you don't know, I stream on twitch.tv/killfrenzy. That link will more than likely be in the description, so if you want to, come stop by sometime. I help viewers daily with the missions, and we chill, we grind, we talk, and would love to have you there. Anyway, so let's go ahead and actually get into it. Let's start with, I suppose, the schematic, since it's on the left side. Let's go ahead and move from left to right. You can see here that we have a very long list of weapons, right? And I know what a lot of players are asking, right? Frenzy, why do you have so many 106 weapons and not 130, right? It's not that you lack the experience, and if we even go look at one, it's not that I lack anything really to get these weapons evolved. I have enough Storm Shard, I have the Storm, Lighten, basically everything. And I used a fair bit of materials, and I'll tell you what I used on a little bit later, but yes, I do have everything I need to make a weapon, 130 or level 50, but I just decided not to, and that's because I really don't need my weapons to be 106, but I'm getting to a point where it's really a thing of I should probably make some more weapons 130. That should be something I do. Ask y'all what weapons I should make 130, but you can go ahead and see here I have a very long list of weapons, and there's no doubt I'm missing really no weapons here. Everything is accounted for. Now something else that will probably drive some of you crazy is, Frenzy, why is your Nocturnal, I think it's level 20, completely unleveled? Let's see, yep, right there, completely unleveled. And that's just because I, once again, haven't gotten around to it. It's just something I haven't taken the time to do. So this is once again, a very long list of legendary weapons. And it's come from so many llamas in just playtime. So if you're asking how long I've played this game, I can tell you right now, I have no idea, my friend. I couldn't tell you, I couldn't begin to tell you. It's probably a ridiculous amount of time, but if we scroll up, let me check something too, because we need to go ahead and check our resources. I'm kind of curious how much epic and legendary perk we have. We can check via resources, so it's not really that important, but you can see we have 4,000 epic perk ups. So I'm kind of like, I like saving materials just in case there's a weapon new that comes out and I really enjoyed. I like to make sure I can immediately level it to 106 and max out the perks if I desire. Now, moving on heroes, same case. In some heroes you will see missing because I just find them to be very useless and I just immediately collection book them. In some, or a lot, you'll see that they're just sitting there. And same thing, like I can add quite a few to the collection book, I just choose not to because I just like having them around. Like the chromium skins I kind of hate, but at the same time I don't have dupes, so I just choose to go ahead and keep them around. Once again, long list of heroes, not going to really go through it too much, but in case you want to go ahead and see whether I'm BSing or not, I am not. These are all the heroes more or less. Once again, some or a lot are in the collection book, which will show in a little bit. Ninjas. See, I'm kind of curious, which ones do I have the most 130s for? So this one, about a row plus one. Outlanders, half a row. Constructors, actually none. I have like no 130s for constructors. Well, I guess that kind of tells you my bias right there. And soldiers, about the same. So soldiers and ninjas really my thing. I guess ninjas mostly because I have like an abundance of ninjas. I have 2 or 3 shuriken masters, I think. 2. Yeah, I think 2. I have 2 harvesters for no reason other than this was a newer skin, so I was like, let me go ahead and make this 132 since I absolutely adore harvester. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the collection book. Like I said, once again, more or less for nightmares, I do have all the heroes for that one, just some of them aren't slotted. I don't have dupes for ninjas, so you know I don't have those slotted, but I do have them as you saw before. Heroes, same thing. Once again, you know, I have some slotted, some I don't. Weapons, I have mostly slotted. So that is a breakdown. Well, no, not really a breakdown, just a very quick glance at the collection book. And then if we go to survivors, actually, let's go ahead and check out my squads. If you don't know, squads, survivors, most important thing in the game, make sure you're always trying to level, evolve your survivors, and just make sure they're slotted correctly. But you can see my squads are, you know, you can't technically say maxed out, but it is very, very well done. All have a mythic leader, all have the correct personality type. Just missing a couple of set bonuses, but I'm not gonna be really focused on those. And you know, crazy thing is I actually had about 4 million survival experience before I used it all on this one team. So if we take a look at this one team, you see they're all maxed out, right? But I actually had a different mythic lead. I had this one with the curious personality. I had her and also about 5 or 4 matching personalities. So I had to go ahead and switch over to a completely different mythic lead and fully evolve them. That's why my evolution materials are so low. So just like imagine how costly it is to take one squad, just completely replace it and completely level it. It's very expensive. It's crazy expensive. So that's something I think they should probably look at. I mean, it is, you know, a grind. It's in game. This is max level right now. So maybe it's fine. I think it's probably fine, but yeah, it is ridiculous though how hard it is to get survivors. But I think the biggest issue is the fact that survivors are kind of paywalled. Can't really max out survivors unless you spend money. So they needed to give us more options when it comes to obtaining survivors. Is just a real quick opinion for you. Defenders is one which I can say it's not really maxed out. I honestly recycle a lot of defenders. I don't even really consider them when I do. Even though I probably should collection book them, I don't. Not all of them at least. There are quite a few missing. And for the grand finale, I know a lot of you are asking, so Frenzy, what's in your storage? Now, you know, I always preach not to trade, and like, you know, I try to make sure I guide y'all correctly, but I know a lot of you are gonna trade and you're gonna scam, or you're gonna get scammed regardless. Be like, Papa Frenzy, I was trading, I got scammed. I'll be like, son, boy, told you about that trade now, did I? And look what done happened. You done messed it up. You done lost your whole inventory. I don't even know how. I don't know how y'all even lose your whole inventory, but yeah, this is it. I know, it's like kind of underwhelming, isn't it? You would think like, Frenzy, why do you only have like 13 weapons? Freaking noob, look at you. What you gonna do with 13 weapons? Use them? Trade them? Nah, but on a serious note, it's a thing of where I only build as I need. Since I have every schematic, I don't really need to, you know, save 10 gravediggers. I can just go ahead and make a gravedigger. It's as simple as that. But now the big thing, I suppose, and this is why I said maybe I should evolve more weapons to tier 5, you know, level 130, is because I got quite a few materials that are, you know, level 5 or evolution 5. Now I do need to make room. This is basically saved for my metal, well, my metals and brick and wood saved for my SSD. Kind of confused that, messed that up. So my metal, brick and wood is saved for my SSD. I plan on building that eventually. I've just been kind of lollygagging. I have not been focused on it or just taking the time to do it, but you can see I have quite a few tier 5, tier 6 materials. Unfortunately, I don't have any sleeks, but I do have enough. People usually hook me up with sleeks, so I appreciate that. But efficiency, that's kind of crazy. I have way more than enough. I have way more tier 5 than I have tier 4 materials. No duped, of course. Nothing duped or anything like that. This is all just been saved up for a long time. So yeah, I rarely use tier 5 weapons or anything else. So they're just really saved up from me not having anything to use them. And I think that pretty much wraps up my account overview. There's not much else to really say about it. We can check resources and you see a little bit more there. You know, I used to complain and moan about amp up, fire up, frost up, but now when I look at it, it's like, well, don't really need that, because I don't use it anymore because I focus on really energy. Energy is such a good element. It really is. Like, I'm not gonna get too much into it. I'll make it a separate video because I could rant on and on and on about that, but I'm choosing not to because it will make the video way too long. So look for that video in the future on why I think energy is the absolute best. But if I want to, I can make something amp up, fire up, frost up. You can see my experience. You can see I have 20k reperk. I have 1.3k legendary perk, which isn't great. I need more. There was a time and point where epic perk was most important, but yeah. So now we're wrapped up. Thank you for watching. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and leave a like. I'm trying to push out more Fortnite content. I'm going to be trying to focus on pushing out Fortnite content, and I have a lot of ideas I want to go ahead and share with y'all. I have a lot of personal things to share with y'all too, so hopefully you're ready and down for that one. If you haven't done so yet, sub. If you want to go ahead and see the best Say the Word played out there, I mean, all I'm saying is, you know, you need to go ahead and make sure you hit that bell, get the notifications, alright? Much love to y'all, man. Peace out. See you next time.